Hello and good evening on this wonderful April the 8th. I filmed a video earlier, hence you know the shirt. I noticed I have toothpaste up here. Sorry, I'm not going to change the shirt just because there's toothpaste on it. But we are home from the movies, and I think it was fun. It is, I mean, it's clearly geared towards Mario fans and children. But all in all, I would say I had fun. I enjoyed the time, and so did, I think, everybody else in the family. I brought my Brooklyn Raglan Lite by Tori in this well, burnt orange, brick red, kind of in between color from Tiny Yume knits, and the colorway is called Hot Lava or Hot Laval. I'm not sure about the exact details, but let me see. I have put somewhere on here there we go, a stitch marker where I was at the beginning of the movie. And this is how much I knit during the movie. All the way from here up to here. I every now and then I accidentally slipped a stitch knitwise basically by accident, so I had to figure out how to get it back to the right needle in the right direction while at the movies, but all in all I think it was fine. I knit, let me count how many rows I knit. So I knit 10 rounds, that's fine. I think that's a decent amount of knitting. I did in a hour 40-ish movie. It's about an inch. And yeah, I'm really happy with the progress. Clearly there's a ton of knitting left to do before it's long enough. This is, however, my second Brooklyn Raglan Lite, and I'm enjoying it, and as you can see, I'm going to continue on knitting just because I can. I'm about to take kids to bed, and then I will probably just sit on the couch and relax a bit, have a very chill evening, and tomorrow is kind of busy again because we have a birthday party for that my oldest is going to. I have a hair appointment, and yeah, I don't even know. I mean, like, it's quite a bit of stuff that needs to get done. So we'll have to just see what we're gonna do and what's actually gonna be feasible outside of the things we've planned for the rest of this week, because I'm only off this week. I don't want to do too much. I want to relax a bit, and at the same time I also want to do some fun stuff, some more fun things, and yeah. So that was my update on the movie knitting. I think 10 rounds, honestly, for going to the movies, and only for like a kids movie for an hour and a half while eating popcorn. I'm not mad. Like, if you take into account how many stitches there are going in the round to fit my 41-inch full bust, is quite good, if you ask me. Like, I'm definitely not complaining. So I'm gonna go and continue on with this. And oh, it's a size 4, by the way, that I'm knitting once again on the Brooklyn Raglan Lite, because that is what I knit with my green one, and that fits very well, except I do still want to lengthen it by about an inch, maybe only half an inch. Like, we'll see. I have the yarn here, and in essence what I would like to do is simply finish a couple more spring knits, so that I can then take that one out of rotation and work on lengthening it, because it does require ripping back, and it's probably not going to be like the easiest, because one, I've had it finished for about 2 years now. 3? 2? 3? It's 26, probably 3. So it's not going to be super duper easy to to find the ends that have been woven in for that long. Plus also the edge is, it's a rounded edge, so you do short row shaping basically, front and back. And that means you don't knit in the round at the very bottom all that much. So we'll be fine, it'll be fine. It's just gonna be not the most easy, not the easiest, what am I gonna call it? Not the most easiest, like, fixing? No, not like project in essence. It's, in essence, it is a project. It's on my to-do list of things I want to do. And, hopefully it'll get done this year because, like I said, just like a smidge. A smidge longer would be very nice, and that's what I'm planning on doing with this too. I want this to also be a smidge longer. So, that being said, I want to go and spend the evening just relaxing, and tomorrow I think I should have the words are heard, the video up for my vacation knitting on the 9th. So you'll see this obviously after the vacation knitting video, but that is coming. If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and check it out, because I think it was quite interesting to see how much knitting I could get done during a family vacation with like obviously adding in events almost every single day, having some fun, and just all about going about day-to-day life with the kids, and with them obviously around all the time, because they were not in school, they were not hanging out with friends, they were not they didn't have all of their toys and stuff that they could deal with. So yeah, it was interesting. Now I'm gonna go and get everything ready, and I'll see you later. So it is April the 9th, and it's late in the evening, and I turned as much light on as I could, but we're gonna make do. Okay, here we go. I have been knitting today. Big surprise, right? I have been knitting on my Brooklyn Raglan Lite by Tori in the Tiny Yume Knits yarn that I've showed you before, and I am this far. So I have started slightly the rounded hem. So I have basically separated, kind of. I've put in the markers for both of the sides, and when I did that, I noticed that when I join in the round, no, when I separate the sleeves, pardon me. When I separate the sleeves, I did not move my beginning of round marker. That was a surprise. I'm glad I looked. So, yeah. So it's all fine now. Everything is where it's supposed to be. And I am working on the short rows for the rounded hem, front and back. And that means I'm very, very close to being done. So I think this one might actually even be done this week. And that is really exciting. It has been on the needle since 2024. So it's been a while. So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for this to be actually off the needles and ready to be worn. So I think I'm going to be working on this quite a bit on the 10th, on tomorrow. So I think this is actually very exciting. I will most likely be working on this quite a bit on tomorrow, just because I would love to have this finished. I knit the body 12 rounds longer than the last one. Like, well, I guess, I don't know, man, if I knitted 12 rounds more. The body right now is 12 rounds longer than what the blocked green one that I have measures compared to the unblocked brick red. So we'll see. It's definitely it's nice. It's definitely going to be a tad longer, and based off how this fits and how it wears for after the first couple times, I'm going to make a decision on what I want to do with the green one, because as I mentioned before, there's a good chance I want to lengthen the green one just a smidge as well, like, you know, like an inch, which is roughly what the 12 rounds are. Sorry, I'm tired. Yeah. So this is very close to being done. But this requires counting, and I don't know how to count when I'm watching a mystery. So I also worked on my Selina shirt today. And I didn't get very far on this. I got, I think, 3 rounds in with this. It's like really not far. It's, I don't know why this is so slow, but yeah, I mean, you can't tell much of a difference. I still have the dolphin in from when we went on vacation. I was here. Like, it's negligible. It's ridiculous how slow this is going. And I don't know why it's going so slow. So this is something I need to figure out. I need to figure it out quickly because I need to finish this. But yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. I like it a lot. I can't wait for this to be finished though, because it's so nice and sparkly and fun. But yeah, I need to put in some more work. Maybe this, well, I can't really take it. Yeah, not being able to take it is really a problem, I think, because with the cones it's just tedious, and they keep falling over. I'm not sure if I want to knit off of cones, at least not off of 2 cones ever again, because it's just no fun. At least the final project, the final item, the final shirt will be fun, but the cones, oh man, the cones, they were driving me insane tonight. So I'm gonna go. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna go, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye. There. Alright, it is April the 10th, and I just got mail. I got, for one, my first quarter of the yarn club from Wounds and Nosh. This one is called Sunday Brunch at the Breakfast Club. And I'm getting this on the 90% superwash targi and 10% nylon base. And this is it. This is my first, I believe, skein of Wounds and Nosh. I have never been very lucky with getting this this dyer's yarn. So when for some reason this was still available when I was online, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna bite the bullet. And yeah, it's really pretty, and I will be knitting this up into socks fairly soon. And then I gave myself a little birthday present, which arrived just in time. I got myself some La Bien-Aimée Alex for the Chechevals pattern by Noémie Jolie, I believe. Jelly, J-E-L-L-Y, jelly. So I got, because I couldn't decide based off the photos on the website alone, I couldn't decide between wanting a neutral and wanting a pop of color. So I got caramel, which is just stunning. So the Alex base is 70% Falkland Merino and 30% Suri Alpaca. This is insanely soft, and it's a lace weight yarn. So this is going to be an interesting knit for me. Usually I have lace weight yarn in like silk for beaded shawls. But yeah, this is going to be interesting to see. It's a bit more pricey, I think, but you have 710 yards to 100 grams. and this would be perfect for a lot of my knits. But because I've also been working on quite a few more neutral garments, I also saw the colorway tan, and I was like, oh, this could also be fun. And this is closer in terms of like caramel is very, very solid. It's just a solid caramelly warm brown. The original Cheshvals that Noemi knit is in a colorway that's also it's not speckles. It's more like it has a little flecks of color in an otherwise slightly variegated skein. So this one is closer to what she used in terms of the actual like kind of color. Hers is a what's it called? It was called something like Rainy Day, or probably not. But it's like a muted bluish gray with some nice semi-tonal specks in it. Like it's a similar shade. It's also like in that moody bluish gray color, but it's deeper. So I feel like this one would also be very nice because this is this gorgeous coral with the pinkish specks. So this would also be really nice. I honestly don't know which one I want to cast on with, but I still owe myself a birthday cast on. So I'm torn between either this one or another, a Nadia Cretin-Lechene pattern that I had the yarn for since the beginning of the year, and I just got the pattern. Thank you, Renee. I just got the pattern to go with it, and yeah, so these two were my birthday present to myself, and this one came just in time also this week. So this is what we've got going for April 10th, and I am, as of now, on the back hem shaping for my Brooklyn Raglan Lite, which, by the way, this is Brooklyn Raglan Lite number 1. This is the one that I think could use a little bit of height. Belly button is here. So this could use a little bit of length, maybe. I knit the other one definitely a bit longer. We're gonna see what happens when I block it. I think, well, here's the thing, if I cast on, odds I'm gonna be stuck with the wanting to work only on the new project. So, but I want to cast something up for my birthday. Yeah, we'll see what I want to do. If I'm going to cast on and just say I'll finish on the weekend, or if I'm going to try and set a timer for both of the projects and then just go back and forth. Because I'm very, very close. I did all of the front hem this morning in about an hour and a half of knitting. And then after I've done the back hem shaping, then I also need to do the rimming still. And then weaving in ends. But alas. So yeah, this is where we're at with today's situation. It is, well, it's noon. It's noon right now. So I have some time left to decide to wind yarn, to have fun, and we also plan on doing some fun stuff still. So that all is in the box for right now on the books, and we're gonna see what is gonna happen. But for now, I'm gonna go and hop off and get back to knitting. Hello. So this is April the 11th. I did not get around to record an update yesterday evening on progress and stuff, but I started with the tubular bind off on my Brooklyn Raglan Lite by Tori yesterday evening, and I eventually noticed that I was just not, like, I didn't have the brain space basically to work on this, to get it done properly. So I ended up just setting it down, and then today, this morning, well, actually I guess this afternoon, I finished the tubular bind off. And now, here we go. The bottom hem is still a bit rolling up a bit, but I think once it's blocked, just like with the other one, it's going to be fine. It's just it just wants to roll up for some reason, and it's all right. It'll be fine when I know it'll be fine based off the green one once it is actually blocked. So this, for reference, I was here when I filmed my spring knitting projects diary entry. So I was up here at the cat, and I've knit all this in the last week and a half. So I'm really excited about this. I used about 2.5 skeins of fingering weight yarn for this, so I have some left to knit something else with it. This was a sock yarn in essence. It was I think a 75% merino, 25% nylon base, and the dyer is Tiny Human Knits, and the colorway was Hot Lava. So this is going to very, very soon hop in the water. And then, because it was my birthday, let me reach over, I decided I deserved a birthday cast on. And I decided on the Allaria shawl by Nadia Cretin-Lechene. She is a Swiss designer, and she does quite a few of her designs with La Bien-Aimée, and earlier this year I had purchased a kit from La Bien-Aimée for the Allaria shawl. And then, thanks to Renee, I also got the pattern. Thank you, Renee. So my colors are the Merino Singles in Dawn, which is this peachy pink, this light peachy pink, and the mohair, the silk mohair, is in Heliodor, which you can't see it very well here. Let me see. There are some pink and gold flecks in this. Oh, here's something else. There you go. There you can see. So it is mostly like a cream color, but it has some pink and gold flecks in it. There's a tad bit of green in it as well. It looks really pretty. And I cast this on, obviously birthday cast on yesterday. And I finished, well, I almost finished section 1. I had, I think, a row left. And I counted my stitches, and I realized that I was off by 1 stitch. And I do not, like, I can't handle it. I can't handle it when this early on in the project I'm already off by a stitch. So what I did was I set it aside, and I just didn't do anything for the rest of the evening. And I then, this morning, ripped all the way back and re-knit section 1, and I also started section 2. So this is where I'm at. So you see down here is the Dawn colorway, which is just gorgeous. I think this will be nice. It's much lighter than what I usually have, but I think, for example, with this brown shirt it would be nice. And I have a bunch of other shirts where it would be very nice to go with. And then up here you can also see the lace weight and how it goes in with the merino singles. So this will eventually turn into a like also a lace knit, and I love me some lace. It's very relaxing, and I can't wait to get there. But yeah, I think I need another like 3 sections before I'm at that point. So we'll see, but it'll be fine. It's fun so far. I enjoy just working it up. It does get a bit wider than this in the end, but I don't think by much. So I think the cable itself will be fine. Oh, needle size. I'm knitting this on a US 4 3.5mm needles. The pattern recommendation is a 5 US 5, so 3.75mm needles. I didn't have those, I couldn't find them. They're probably in some kind of project, and I know I'm a looser knitter, so I felt like going down a needle size without even swatching, because it's a shawl, would be fine. And I do like I like the fabric I'm getting. It's very nice and airy and drapey, but it's not too loose, not loosey goosey at all. What I am doing with this is Nadia in her pattern notes says that if you want an elastic edge, she recommends after the slip stitch to do a yarn over, which on the way back you then drop. That's what I'm doing. Whenever I slip a stitch, I throw in a yarn over after that, and then when I come back to that yarn over after the slip stitch, I drop it. So this seems to work really well for me. Like if you look here, like this is a nice stretchy cast, like a nice stretchy edge. So I will continue on with this. At first it was very tricky, maybe also because I first knit this last night when I was already tired, and then again this morning when I was not awake yet. But at first it was a little tricky to count my stitches, keeping in mind that I can't count that yarn over and after the slip stitches. So I've gotten there though now. So now we're all fine, and it's like, just keep looking at it. I love it. It's really fun, and it is in terms of colors different from what I have, but will go well with what I have. So that is in general, I feel like a great way of working up a new knit. And I am maybe debating casting on something else for my birthday week. So I have another day and a half or so. So we'll see if that happens or not. The needle I would need for it is free, that's for sure. So we've got that coming for us, going for us. So yeah, here you see how drapey it is. It's like stunning, gorgeous. I love it. So that's what I've been working on, and then I think next up I'm torn between my Salty Air Tee by Samantha Guerin or the Sheena blouse, which I started as one of my 12 cast-ons earlier this year. That is by Poison Girls. I'm debating on one of those two as my next project I want to work on, because both are very close to being done. The Sheena blouse needs ribbing, I think. I have to try it on again, but I think it's just the ribbing that it needs, and then short-ish sleeves, like I think about here I want to do. So like halfway down to my elbow. I think that might be a good length for that particular style of shirt. The Salty Air Tee is, well, I would have to measure it against maybe the Brooklyn Raglan Lite that just finished, but I think I need like about this much more of length added to it, and then short sleeves, which if I remember correctly they were really short. Like they're based off the pattern, I think the instructions were like barely their sleeves. So yeah, that is what I'm going back and forth between, because I do want both of those finished anyway. So it's just a matter of which one I'm going to grab first. And then I watched and blocked the spousal Doppler effect. Now, initially, it was, I think, about my height, and now it is, I think this is a good 2 meters long, probably more. Okay, let me see. Okay, this is about, okay, so from this part here all the way to here is extra, past my 5'5". So I think that is really nice. So I'm going to take a photo of this, and then it's going to go on my project page, and then it can go in the closet for future wear. This was, I mean, it was long and tedious because I just could not keep my head straight in terms of how much yarn I need for basically 2 rows So that is the annoying part, but otherwise I think this is really cool, and it was a fun knit. It's very intuitive in the end, I feel like, because it's once you know what you're doing, you can just go and zip through even with the color changes. So that was definitely something that was fun to work on. Now I'm gonna go and probably have dinner soon, and then we'll be doing some more knitting. Hello on this wonderful April the 18th. I have not been able to really sit down in peace and quiet in the last couple of days. So we're gonna do a quick roundup of what I've actually made progress on. For starters, my Brooklyn Raglan Lite in the tiny Yume knits is finished and blocked. Got it belly buttons here, like here, and put this down a bit. It has a really great length. I love the rounded hem. It's just gorgeous, and I love this texture pattern, which is why I've knit this twice, and which is why I also have a sweater on the needles, but I think that's actually with my father-in-law. So that's gonna take a while until I'm actually finishing it. I love everything. Oh, I need to fix that. That's why I really love this. This is a pattern by Tori, who, as you may have noticed, I really like a lot. I think the way her garments fit me is just great. They're very cool and relaxed, and they're perfect for an everyday life, but also for going into the office. So this is really, really nice, and I love this color a lot. So having this finally ready to wear is wonderful. Now I'm currently in the middle of blocking the Sheena blouse, which I believe shown you finished. I ended up actually blocking this before weaving in the ends. Not sure if I'm going to do that again because the ends are still a mess. But it is what it is. I needed about 150 grams or 3 balls of the Filcolana Mercy. So that is a very, very nice project. I think in part I blocked it because I was worried that the weight of the garment would stretch it out too much, so I would have to rip back, and ripping back when you've already bound off is kind of a pain in the butt. But alas. And then on Monday I finished my Salty Air. So the sleeves are here, also no ends woven in yet. The body's done. And this one I haven't blocked yet, in part because the I didn't want to crowd my little drying rack, and I also wanted in this case to weave in the ends first, just because it is more convenient. I do think I'm gonna actually weave in the ends later today, and then it'll go on the drying rack pretty much right away, because I think the Sheena blouse by Poison Girls is almost done. So then the Salty Air Tea by Samantha Guerin can just hop right on and hopefully be finished by the beginning of the week, because it's Saturday. So that is where I'm at with this. That was my Monday finish. Then for my train knitting, I brought the Cirrus Shorties by Ducathi, which has her, what's her heel called? She has her own heel construction. I forget what it's called. I'll just put it down in the bottom somewhere. And I wanted to try it because I've heard good things about it, and I almost finished the heel. So this is the pattern for the Cirrus Shorties. It's really nice, and this has a folded like, not hem, cuff. Oopsie, there goes the yarn. Now these are I mean, clearly I've said it repeatedly, Shorties, so they're very short. I'm knitting these in a bamboo sock yarn, so this is very, very soft, but also great for summer. I can't wait to actually finish those if I get around to it. But yeah, it's the heel construction is really quite interesting. Let me see if I could show you. Where is my sock blocker? Oh hell, sock blockers for the win. I got these from Nicole C. Mendes. Those are the Aries sock blockers. So in essence, she had sock blockers, or she has sock blockers that go with the Zodiac sock block. So each month you could also get a sock blocker, and I initially said I don't want any because I'm like, one, I don't need 12 sock blockers, thank you, in the same size, and also I figured I have some, but then with Sock Madness I decided that maybe having another pair of sock blockers is a good idea. So this is the heel construction. So you have short rows twice, and you have these need increases. So I'm curious to see how this actually fits my foot. So stay tuned about that, I guess. And I think the color comes out pretty well. This is a wonderful neon coral, and yeah, I'm excited for those socks, but I'm on sock number 1 still, so it's gonna take a while. These, by the way, are the sock blockers. They are, you can take them apart, which makes for easier storage. And then there's a hook if you want to hang those up to dry your socks. There's also a hook that comes with it, one for each sock blocker. It's obviously up here. Now, that was my train knitting. I've knit a little bit on my husband's socks, but the spousal socks are still at the heel, so not much progress, I'm afraid. But yeah, it is what it is. But then I made progress on my Selina shirt, and if it turned out fine, I'm going to insert a short video clip of me wearing it right now, because I think it just fits very well. And I also think I have reached the point where I want to add the ribbing for the hem. So this is it. It is still on try-on tubing, and it's just such a nice neutral. I'm very happy with it. What I do think is I might have to buy some more of the Idokinu in the Caravan shade, because while this is number 2 and you can see some, in some spots you can see the cardboard shine through of the cone, I have 2 more, and I don't think I need 2 full more. I need this one and maybe a little bit of the next one, and then of the third, and then I'll have leftovers. And if I buy some more now, I think I have a better chance of it looking very similar and it going well together, so I can then also just get another item out of this. So that is the current plan. I also had my son take a photo of the box. Let me get him, she wants to escape. Of this gorgeous lace pattern. Oh, there we go. So this is really, really stunning. I love the way it looks. It also goes down all the way on the side of the garment. So it's going to be really stunning. I love this already. I know a friend of mine who has actually told me about this test knit. She also did the test knit, and she finished one, and she is definitely already starting the second one. I think I'm with her there. Like, if this after blocking still ends up fitting the way this one fits, I think I want another one, maybe in a brighter color, because that I think would just be fun. The one thing I'm debating is if I want to use the Make It Bloomchen again, the flower paillettes, or if I want to use something else with the main color. So that is something I'm currently still debating on. Otherwise, yeah, this is just, it was such a fun knit. It was a relatively quick knit. However, I will also say that I might just not use 2 cones next time, because the cones were a pain in the butt. They kept toppling and they kept falling over, and it's like, it is still a bit annoying. So I don't think I would use the Idokino on the cone again. I would next time probably wind it into a ball. So there's that. Just taking the try-on tubing off again so we can put this away. All right. Now, what else have I been working on? I've well, not much, honestly. I feel like I haven't done a lot of knitting lately. I don't know what's up with that. It's been a bit weird, because everything is just yeah, kind of busy, like getting back to work, and then we had other appointments this week too, so it was quite busy. But Tori Knits NYC had another test knit out, and my friend Katie luckily told me about it, so I saw it and I applied and I got in. It is for the Avenue Tank. Now, you may remember I knit the Avenue T last year. It's the gorgeous pinky coral with the contrast ribbing. So I did the contrast ribbing all over, so with the hem and the cuffs and also the bottom, the collar. So I love this a lot. I love the fit of it, and she is doing a tan. And I initially tried swatching with a yarn I have here that I was debating on using for the Cosmopolitan tee that is coming out in about a week, but I didn't get gauge. So I yesterday met up with a friend who I met at a yarn festival for the first time, and we met up at a store that has like discounted yarns, sometimes also like a little it's got a little bit of an outlet feel, and it was really fun to just be there. They had yarns, they had fabric, a ton of fabric. They have buttons and like, you name it, they probably had it when it comes to crafting with fabric and yarn. So what is that? Ooh. Oh, I did not know. Okay, so alas, let me get back to the topic. I figured I was gonna see if they have something that I could use that might get me gauge, and I got the Freya Colorful, which is a 100% cotton yarn, and this has about the right yardage as well. In this gorgeous, they call it army, like an army green. Based on my color analysis from 2 or 3 years ago, this is one of my neutrals. This was spot on for my neutrals when we looked at the color chart that I have compared to this. So I ended up like saying, you know what, I have a bunch of colorful pants. Maybe having a neutral top would be fun to go with the colorful pants, that I can wear those more often. Although I guess the Selina shirt is also relatively neutral. This will be a tank in cotton, and the part that I was just like, hold up, what is that? I reached in to hold it up and I discovered it has a little, you found me! Wait here. Let me see if I can. There. hope you can see that. It says you found me. This is the starting point of the skein if you want to pull from the inside. Oh my god, this is awesome. I did not know that. I fully expected to just have this fly around everywhere. This is cool. This cotton is insanely soft. They had this in a ton of colors, and if I was not trying to knit from stash and to use up more of what I have here and only buy for specific projects if needed, I would have probably bought more. In fact, when we were standing there and looking at the yarn for the project I was trying to find something for, I pulled out, 5 colors, I think. Might have been more. And there were a bunch of great neutral-ish colors, like golden browns and gold, and like a caramel and bronzy colors, you know, like colors I gravitate towards. And then this. So this is what I ended up with. This is I think it's a Danish brand, if I remember correctly from my research. So this is going to be fun to work up. I can't wait to see what this actually knits up as. So stay tuned for that swatch, and then also the Avenue tag. Oh, as with the Avenue tee, the Avenue tag also once again comes in a round neck and in a V-neck. So you've got options there, and maybe I want to knit another one. So if I finish this in time, I'm probably going to knit the second one, just because I can. And then, speaking also of earlier today, the Zodiac Club by Nicole C. Mendes. The next installment came, and that means I'm once again behind. I was initially thinking of taking the April colorway with me to on vacation, and I didn't, because I was like, I technically have enough. I don't need to bring more, and I left it at home, and I still haven't cast it on, but it's wound. So this one here is Taurus. I'm getting this on the soft sock base, which I just love. And okay, so the Taurus colorway is this guy right here. That's exciting. Those are going to go well with the previous socks that I have. Yeah, this is fun. I love this so much. I love getting these Zodiac sock clubs. The soft sock base is an 80% wool merino and 20% nylon base. It's 100 grams and 400 meters or 437 yards. So very much your regular soft sock base, and it feels amazing. I love the way it feels, and I'm having a lot of fun knitting this up. So I think on my computer I have opened a pattern already that I think I want to knit with the Aries colorway, and then I have to find something for Taurus. For Taurus I may have an idea already. I have in my Ravelry queue a list of patterns, of sock patterns that I would like to knit up, and I usually, when I have self-striping sock yarn, I go in and see what they have for self-striping sock yarn. That would also that would be fun to work on in my queue. So yeah, I have to go and cast on those socks pretty soon, and I don't know yet which needles I'm going to use, because I have Chogu, but maybe I'll pick a different sock needle. Ooh. Now, this was a very, very long update considering it's been a week, but we'll be fine, and I'll just get to work on my knitting again now, because I want to do the ribbing on my Selina shirt so that is done. And then I would like to do the sleeves. The sleeves are not going to be much longer than they are right now. just because I don't want them to be too long in general for me. That would be, well, not my style, I think. So, that being said, I'm gonna go and hop off, and I'm gonna go and work on some knitting. I'll see y'all later. Hello, hello. It is the 19th of April. It's Sunday, and we've got some blocking action going on here. My Selina shirt by Tanja Manz is drying, and here you can see the sparkle really well. It's just super pretty. And then, unfortunately upside down due to space issues, is my Salty Air Tee by Samantha Guerin. That is also blocking. The ends are woven in, and yeah, really love how this looks. I finished 2 things this week, so I guess either I have to pick some whips, some hibernating whips back up, or I have to cast on. We'll see. But yeah, the sparkle on this is just glorious. Alright, we'll be back with more on another day. Good morning on this April the 20th. I finished my words are escaping me. My Selina shirt yesterday, and I'm 90% certain I showed it. If not, I also did a quick like video of both the Selina shirt and also my Salty Air Tee on the blocking mats. So those are both drying. They're still kind of on the wetter side of things, but we're getting there. And then in the evening I did not have time to hop back on, in part because I was actually knitting, and then it was late. I pulled out again, after many moons, my Trestle Tee by Samantha Guerin. I think so. I think Samantha Guerin. And it now has a collar. I did pick up all these stitches around, and then I knit up the collar in the 2x2 rib, the pattern specified. And then I tried it on before I bound off, and it looks great. I love it. Now I need to finish up the body, which is plain stockinette for a good bit, and then I would have another summer shirt. This is, let me peek. I have 2 more skeins of this guy right here. This is Elemental Effects Coastal in the colorway Mango, and this is a 50% US Chanico wool, 25% mulberry silk, 25% Belgian flax. This knits up like a dream. I'm not sure if they still make this yarn. I haven't heard anything about Elemental Effects in ages. In fact, the only time I've heard about it was when Fiberspace, my local yarn store in the US, when they did a was it a spring and summer yarn tasting, where we could test and knit up small little swatches with various of the summer and spring yarns that they had, and this was one of them. I think there's more of this yarn waiting for me at my father-in-law's, so I'm very happy about that. But yeah, for the time being, this is what I have left, and this should be plenty to finish off the shirt. One of these skeins is 2 ounces or 56 grams, and it is 205 yards or 187 meters. So this is gonna be enough. I have this much left of the last skein that I used for well, for the sleeve ribbing and for the collar, so we should be fine, I think. And then before I bound this off, I was still watching a show and I didn't want to interrupt anything, so I actually lucky enough, brought another item, and I brought my Yume by Isabelle Kraemer. You may remember, there's the sleeve. Okay, the sleeves are done and everything. I'm basically just knitting round and round on the body. I knit maybe 2 rounds, maybe 1 round, like not a whole lot. In part because I was tired. I ended up deciding that I was not going to finish the show I was watching, and on top of that, this is 100% knitted yarn, knit on US 2s or 2.75mm needles, and I had knit the ribbing on US 1s, so my fingers were hurting, and the combination just was not doing me any favors. So I simply decided to stop knitting, and I did not finish my show, and instead I went and put some try-on tubing on for the body, because I still have the needles in on the body. I never took those out. And then I basically tried it on. As soon as I noticed it was fine, I ended up actually binding off the color, and then I went just straight to bed. So, yeah, but Yume is here. I do hope to get some more progress on Yume for this week, for this coming week, but no promises or anything. It is such a difference, the linen from where I blocked the part of the body to where I didn't block it. It's fascinating. Alas, I digress. For this week, I have a couple things I want to work on. For one, I want to work on the Trestle Tee because it's just a body, and this is actually because the balls are so small. I think this is something I can maybe take on for my commuting knitting. I would like to also work on my Yume a bit, probably when it's late and I can't focus, or when I'm like knitting with friends and I want to chat. And then, other than that, I want to knit up the swatch for the Avenue Tank by Tori, the test knit, in the yarn I showed you the other day. And, well, that's like the big plans. I have spousal socks I want to work on. And then I am torn for whip number 5 for this week between my Allaria and I could cast on the gnome, the berry gnome by Sarah Shira by Imagine Landscapes. I have the yarn to the side, I have the needles, everything is ready to go. I need to see what I'm gonna do. But yeah, that is the general plan for the upcoming week. But we're gonna make a cut here for this knitting diary entry because I want to not have it to be too long, and I know I rambled a lot yesterday when I was catching up. Was it yesterday? Anyway, when I was catching up about the last week because I didn't have time. So we're gonna go and just do that. So until then,